Good morning, students. Today we are going to see some important concepts in the kinematics. Before we discussed only in a linear motion of the kinematic equations. So from now itself we are going to discuss about the kinematic equation represents in the angular, which means an object covers the distance in a circular path. Now we discuss elaborately. Students, now we are going to see how to measure an object moving in a circular path using some important basic things. One is degree and another one is radian. So maximum we are using for measuring the circular object using degree and radian. So we know the degree. The radian, which is used here to measure the area of a object covers in a circular path, or volume or circumference of the circle, or surface area of the sphere, and the radian is represented as pi. The symbol of radian is represented as what? Pi. So what is radian? So the radian is described in a planar angle, so which is suspended by the circular arc at the center of the circle. Also we can define as the length of the arc is divided by the radius of the arc. Now what is 1 radian? So 1 radian is the angle suspended at the center of the circle by an arc that is equal to the length of the radius. Okay, now the length of the circle is distance covered by the object in the outer part. It is multiplied with the radius of the circle. Now you see this diagram, you may understand what is radian. Students, see the diagram. The object covers in a circular motion. Okay, now the outer side of the circle, the distance represents the r, which will be the covering of the distance from the object from one point to another point. Also it is making an angle, that is theta. Then the radius of the circle is r. Now when calculating the degree into radian, so degree is equal to 1 radian. The degree is used to measure the angle, size of the angle, so which will be moving around the circle. Then so the total circle, the 360 degree is converted into radian, that is 2 pi radian. The pi equal to 180 degree. So the 1 radian is equal to 180 divided by pi, which means the 2 will be going to opposite side and become divide. So therefore 360 divided by 2 pi, and we get 180 divided by pi degree, and nearly 1 radian is equal to 57.27 degree. The value of 1 radian is 57.27 degree. Students, the radian is used to measure the object in a circular path. Okay, so both we can measure in degree as well as in radian. If you are converting into radian, the formula 180 degree divided by pi. Okay, students, next we are going to discuss about angular displacement. We know displacement. The displacement is the shortest distance covering the object, that is known as displacement. What is angular displacement? Which means an object covers the distance in a angle, that is known as angular displacement. Now consider a particle which is moving around the point O in a circle of radius r. Now the position, that is initially the time will be equal to 0 at the point A. After some times, t times, the object covers the point B. So we have to calculate from A to B, that is known as displacement. Okay, that is represented as S. Now you see this diagram. Consider as object covers the distance in a circular path. Now the object at A, initially the time is t equal to 0. Now the distance from O to A is r1. Now the object covers the distance from A to B, therefore which is making an angle theta, that is angle BOA equal to theta. Now we have to find what is angular displacement. The angular distance measured by the axis of rotation in a given by time is known as angular displacement. Therefore the angular displacement angle AOB is equal to theta. Then the unit of angular displacement is radian. So two more question. Define angular displacement. An angular displacement is nothing but an angle described by a particle about an axis of rotation, okay, with respect to time. Then it is said to be angular displacement. The unit of angular displacement is radian. So what is the formula for finding the angular displacement? We know the angular displacement is represented as theta, and the distance between A to B is S, and the radius of the circle is R. Therefore the theta is equal to S by R. Now we have to find only the S, that is angular displacement is represented as S. So therefore S equal to R into theta. So this is the formula for finding the angular displacement, and the unit of angular displacement is radian. Students, next we are going to see the angular velocity. Since we know the linear velocity is represented as V, the angular velocity is represented as symbol omega. So the same definition which we studied in the linear velocity, here also the angular displacement, that is the rate of change of angular displacement, is known as angular velocity. If theta is represented as the angular displacement and time is represented as t, therefore to calculate the angular velocity, omega is equal to limit del t to 0. Therefore del theta divided by del t. Now del t is converted into 0. Therefore we get d theta divided by dt. That is the formula for finding angular velocity is omega equal to d theta divided by dt. Then the unit of angular velocity is radian per second. For linear velocity, that is meter per second. Next we are going to see about the angular acceleration. So the angular acceleration is represented by symbol alpha. Okay. So already we know the acceleration, that is the rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration, that is represented as a. Here also the angular acceleration is similar to the linear acceleration. Now the object covers the distance in a circular path, so the velocity will be changed. Therefore the rate of change of angular velocity by time is known as angular acceleration. So therefore alpha is equal to d omega divided by dt. So here the omega is represented as angular velocity, d by dt is that is change in angular velocity with respect to time. The unit of angular acceleration is radian per second square. For normal angular acceleration, we can use meter per second square. So here we are using as radian per second square. Students, now we are going to see the very important 3 more question, that is tangential acceleration. So we know tangential, that is in the outer circle a line will be moving tangentially, touch the circle, that is known as tangential. Now the object is moving in acceleration, so what about the tangential value? So that's we are going to find in this question. Now you consider an object moving in a circular of radius r, so that is r is the radius of the circle, so moving with the time del t. Now the arc will be, that is the angular displacement is represented as del s, then the change in angle is represented as del theta. So that are the some diagram descriptions of the tangential acceleration. See this diagram, and now the angular displacement is represented as what? That is change in displacement is del s, and the change in angle is del theta, then radius is r. Now we are going to find what is the change in displacement, then followed by we are going to use the linear speed and also find the angular velocity, and last we are going to find the tangential acceleration. Student, first we are going to find the change in displacement. We know the formula, so s equal to r into theta. So here the change in displacement and change in angle is represented as del s equal to r into del theta. Now I am going to divide both left side and right side with the del t. So I get del s divided by del t is equal to r into del theta divided by del t. Now the time del theta is converted into 0, therefore the equation will converted into ds divided by dt in equal to r into d theta divided by dt. Here we know the formula for finding d theta divided by dt is equal to omega, that is angular velocity. Now substitute the value and we get ds divided by dt is equal to r into omega. Okay, here the ds divided by dt represents the linear speed, that is the object moves in a straight, that is the linear velocity, and the omega represents the angular speed, that is the object covers in what speed in a circular path, that is represented as omega. Then we are going to give the relation between linear and angular velocity. So how can we represent, since we know ds by dt is v, and substitute the value in this equation and we get v equal to omega into r. So this is very important, student. In your 12th standard also you are using this formula, that is the linear velocity will be equal to angular velocity into radius. Then we are going to differentiate this equation with respect to time, therefore we get dv divided by dt equal to r into d omega divided by dt. Students, we cannot differentiate the radius, that is there is no change in radius in a circular path, so we just move r in the front side of the right hand equation, therefore we get dv divided by dt equal to r into d omega divided by dt. Since we know d omega by dt is the rate of change of angular velocity by time taken, that is angular acceleration is represented as alpha, therefore dv divided by dt equal to r into alpha. Also in left side dv divided by dt is represented as linear acceleration a, therefore at is equal to r into alpha. Okay, that is also very important, which we used in the for finding the centripetal force. Okay, so therefore at equal to r into alpha, this is also very important equation. Student, see this diagram and you may understand the tangential acceleration. Okay, so here r represents the radius of the circle and v represents the linear velocity, and at also represents the tangential acceleration, that is the object can move in any direction. Students, next we are going to see the circular motion. So the circular motion we can classify it into two types. One is uniform circular motion and another one is non-uniform circular motion. So first we discuss the circular motion. So what is circular motion? In motion, an object covers the distance in a circular path. Example, we learned electrons revolving around the nucleus and planets revolving around the sun. They are some example of circular motion. Uniform circular motion means an object covers the distance with equal interval of time. At any point we can calculate that an object covers with equal interval of time in the moving. For calculating the uniform circular motion, we get a very good example in our day-to-day life is clock. See, the minutes and second will never change. The time period will be equal at any time. Next we are going to see the non-uniform circular motion. So non-uniform circular motion is nothing but the velocity both changes in the time with respect to time, that is known as non-uniform circular motion.